soon as it starts spinning. There we go.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to Man of the Metaverse. We got the number one dad over there, Beach Dad, and you got My Life, My Money, Lewis. Today, man, we're gonna talk about some events that's going on in the week today. The
Right.
first thing we got on the line, Brandon, is Megan the Stallion. And I should have shared my screen
Mm-hmm.
before
You
before
talking about put an
doing
image up
this.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the image right here at me.
What's the newest? What's the latest on the case? Because I know they said they found the bodyguard, but I haven't really been listening. What's going on? Breaking. Besides that, it's just not looking good.
Well, we never know. It's the whole thing ain't looking good. But they found the bodyguard.
Yeah, they said I saw a news clip. They said they did find the bodyguard, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be testifying or not.
Well, let's talk about what was testified today.
Okay, go ahead.
They found the neighbor, or I guess a
Right,
person who was in the home today.
right. I saw that.
His last name is Kelly.
Hmm.
And I got this article from Yahoo. You know, they do a lot of reporting. So we just go by what the reporter said
Right.
about his testimony. All
Not
right,
our feelings. We're gonna go by what he said
and
in
then
this
we're gonna put
article.
our feelings on it.
Right. Go ahead.
All right, watch out. Kelly testified he awoke to the sound of two women pulling their hair and hitting each other, according to various. Then an angry male, allegedly to be Lanes, started firing everywhere, the witness said.
Mhm.
Kelly, who seems to give contradictory details at some point, said he didn't see someone fire a gun, but he saw. Hold on.
Yeah, but that's what I heard. That's what I said. He said
Okay.
first he said he saw him, but then he said he didn't see anybody shoot. He saw flashes.
Yeah, he saw flashes.
Right.
And according to the witness, the shots appeared to be coming from the shorter gentleman. I'm not
Right.
finished, Brandon.
Correct. Go ahead.
He was firing everywhere, Kelly said. Kelly was referring to Lanes, legally known as Daystar Peterson.
Hmm.
Very angry. He was shouting, and the flashes then came from him. Kelly also said a woman fired the first shot.
Mm.
Brandon, how many guns you found on the scene, Brandon?
Right. One they said, right?
So
And who is the lady? He said a woman fired a shot. He
it
don't know who it was,
it
but
was only two ladies.
right.
I don't know. You think Megan will shoot her own self?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But according to this guy,
Hmm.
he saw a man, flashes coming from a man, a very
No.
short, angry man,
Hmm.
and he saw a woman fire the first shot.
Right.
So did somebody fire the gun and said, "Pass me the piece and
Right.
let me hit it too"? I
Right.
don't know.
We
But
don't know.
okay, let's keep going because the more details he's about to say.
Right.
I believe I saw the girl shoot first. The witness added he didn't know who had the gun, so he believed it was fireworks. So, so first they had the gun, right?
Hmm.
Now he didn't know who had the gun. They thought it was a 4th of July out there.
Right. Now
All
let me
right,
ask you this real quick.
yeah.
Who brought this witness up? Was it the defense or was it the prosecutor? The pro
I have no idea, but if it was a prosecutor, if I was a fence, I'll require to pull a hair sample, test his man for drugs.
Right, because he said all kind of stuff. Like this guy, he sounds like he saw some of what happened and tried to piece the rest together, but he's not credible and his story is all over the place.
And here's the thing now, I'm a former manager, right? Or
Hmm.
supervisor, and both of them. When you have an incident, the best time to record the incident is right then.
Right. Not
When
two
did
years later.
when did they get this bad testimony?
Right. I have no idea. You would think you would check the area as soon as it happened and then get his statement. But do they say when they asked him?
They
I know
don't
they bring
say,
it up in court.
but
So
they do this with a lot of black people. Now I'm not
mm,
saying if a black people go to the stand, they was if like a important person, they would drag
mm,
it out in the news and they
yeah, yeah.
have speculation people come on the news and talk their speculation.
Yeah.
Speculation.
Hmm.
And eventually that information get to the jury, and the
Right.
jury may get influenced by
Right.
what
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
people saying.
Right. And the witness too. Like the
And
witness of watching TV and putting in his mind what he thought happened, going by what the news says. He's like, well, maybe it was the woman shooting first, or maybe no, I didn't see fireworks. Or I don't know. I don't think he know what happened that night, but he was there. He saw some of it.
well, we just know he was living on that day. That's all we know.
Right.
he was alive
And couldn't wait to tell somebody what happened. But continue, because there's more.
Kelly also admitted that he might have been distracted during the incident because he was worried about keeping his gun safe.
His son safe.
His son safe. Now, Brandon, I know I ain't white. Are you white, Brandon?
No, I'm not white.
Allegedly, a stereotype, if a white person hears something in the bushes
ain't gonna investigate
or in the gunshots, they going out there to check it out.
Right.
Now, Brandon,
I have heard that.
What you do if you hear some gunshots?
I'm going to sleep. I might peek outside, but I'm gonna get in the bed. I'm not going because it's not none of my business. And if I do an investigation myself, I could get shot for no reason, just for being nosy.
You right. You right. All right, I got one more slide about this. In his testimony, Kelly said he did not hear anybody say "dance B" on court. Right. The witness said everyone was fighting, even the driver. So he could. Okay, tell me this: if he couldn't recognize what guy was which, how he know the driver was fighting?
Right, exactly.
If nobody if juiced his lips.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He started listening to the media and trying to figure out who was where and what was happening. But it sounded like he know everybody was fighting. But he doesn't know who was who. And continue because it gets worse.
You had a driver. How
you don't know, but he pieced that together later. All he know is it was a bunch of people fighting. And I guess he was like, well, maybe it's 4 people fighting. And 4 people involved in the altercation. I'm gonna say an altercation because we don't even know. Because fighting sounds like they was fist fighting.
Oh, but let me go on, Brandon.
Go ahead.
He also said the shorter guy was pulling and fighting both girls. Then everyone started to beat one girl. Who you think that one girl they started to beat?
But see, this is one thing. We don't know. Why you don't know who was getting beat up?
No way, he's at a distance. So
I understand that.
So tell me how you can see a gun.
But
a gun at 300 yards, 100 yards away. But you can tell who's doing okay.
Right. I see what you're saying. But
who they beating up? Who you think they beating up, Brandon?
I would hope it wouldn't be Meg because Meg got shot. I would hope they were not beating up Meg after she got shot or stepped on glass. It can't be. It has to be Chelsea. It has to be Chelsea because that's why she would be so mad.
The driver and Harris ganging up on Megan, Kelly said. How he knew which one was which then?
Right. You see, but Lewis, why would they be jumping Meg? I just don't understand why they be doing Meg like this.
So wait, let me finish.
Go ahead.
The 3 of them were beating her. She was in a fetal position. To me, it appears they was going to throw her into a river. This nigga on drugs.
Right. Well, how you got all of that?
It appears to me they was going to kill her. So, Brandon, they was stomping Megan out. And I didn't hear nothing about Megan saying she was getting the ATL stump on her.
Right. Because you could have said something about that too. All you said was Tori shot me. You didn't say nothing about your friend was jumping me. You didn't say nothing about the bodyguard was jumping me. You didn't say you was on the ground. You was about to get thrown in the river. They was gonna murder you that night. You didn't say any of that.
Well, I can tell what she said in her testimony today, Brandon.
What'd she say?
I think she said after Tori shot that gun, she got back in the car.
Right. That's what happened.
Motherfucker, I'll be in the bushes.
Right.
Right.
If 3 people were jumping you and beating you down on the ground, you was in the fetal position. Everybody could be like, all right, that's enough. Get back in the car and we go ride out.
Hell no. I'll be in those bushes, man.
Right, because you don't know You don't know if they're gonna take you and dump your body because that's what this witness is painting. They were gonna kill you and throw you in the river,
We
right?
seen this scene before, Brandon. And Tina Turner, what love got to do with it? They started fighting in the limbo.
In the limo.
And what happened? She bust out in the limbo and ran across the street.
Right. Did she have shoes on? She didn't care what she had on. She was
Yeah.
trying to get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Meg got back into the vehicle. Drunk now. She was drunk too and got back in the vehicle. So
we don't know what she got, but she said she got back. She could have got pulled in. You right, Brandon. This witness right. They was about to throw her in that damn river.
I just don't know. Go ahead.
What can we learn from this situation, Brandon?
Number one, the people around you, your quote unquote friends, you got to check them. You got to make sure you know who your real friends are and they got your best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, alcohol. Be careful with alcohol. Did you hear some of the testimony about how they were saying Meg is, and she's got a stigma about how she drinks a lot and she's loud and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it sounds fun because, you know, like I said, we've been young. We've been in our 20s drinking and having fun, and Meg is in that age range. But you still have to remember you're a superstar. People look up to you. You know, you're a business, basically. Meg Thee Stallion is a business. I think she has a brand with McDonald's. They got hottie sauce or something like that.
Well,
you don't want. Go ahead.
Her first famous boyfriend, when they broke up, he said she was a violent drunk. But keep going.
Yeah, right. And that's another thing too. Like a lot of people saying that, and not saying anything wrong with dating a lot of men, but wasn't she dating Moneybagg Yo for a little while, and she was dating this rapper. You like I say, it's just a lot of sexual partners. They all saying the same thing. Like, look, you have a drinking problem. You might want to slow down.
Brandon, can you turn on the lights inside your car?
Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. I could have did that earlier, but yeah, she made, you know, like I say, people like to see you when you're out of control and drunk and stuff like that. But long term, it's just not a good look.
I'll go feel the guy. I know we got a lot of male viewers. I'll go feel the male viewers on the scenarios with drinking with a woman could turn out to be. You have a few of them. When a woman get drunk, she could turn to a slut.
Yes.
She could turn to she crying.
Right. Emotional.
Or she could turn to fighting.
Yeah. Or
she
three.
Could pass out.
That's true.
Oh yeah, all three, but you's gonna be one of them.
And an important thing too is when you're drinking like that, you do not remember what's going on. So somebody can do something to you physically or sexually, and you don't remember anything because you're under the influence. Alcohol messes with your mind, and you're not going to remember everything sometimes. Well, go ahead.
So is a woman responsible if she have a sexual encounter while she's intoxicated, Brandon?
Is she responsible? Yeah. She is. She is.
So if she said I didn't want to have sex, who's
now you going? You talking about before or after? You talking about before or after?
She's intoxicated.
And she said yes then, and then
after morning, she said no, that was an accident.
Right, right.
Who's responsible?
Both parties are responsible, but as men, you gotta know when somebody's intoxicated and you may want to do it, but you gotta be like, you know what? I need to pass because it easily can turn into a sexual assault or a rape case just because somebody was like, they wake up and feel different about the situation and maybe they didn't want to sleep with you.
What about they told you yes?
Well, you need to make sure you get it on camera then. And then, I don't even think that's gonna hold up.
And then after the third pump in the mind, they said no.
right. But that's a tricky thing. Like I say, you got to be very, very careful when you're dealing with sex and alcohol because, like I say, you can be drinking and they telling you yes, but they don't remember anything that's going on. They're not really there. They're there, but they're not really there.
All right. Now, I didn't come up with a statement. Since a lady is halfway responsible if she has sex when she's drunk, who is responsible for the following statement?
Okay.
If a lady decides to drink and drive, Who is responsible?
The
Who is
lady.
so why not the other way?
Hey, we got a double standard. That's the world we live in. I'm just
Okay.
telling you what it is. You can go by, that logic and be like, well, that's on her. She was drunk. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I got it. I was happy. I agreed to it. She agreed to it. Don't try to have buyer's remorse the next morning, and you can roll with that. You can stand on it, but they may come for you.
But you can't do that if they decide to drive.
Right.
Can't have driver remorse.
Right. That's the world we live in.
I got that.
Go ahead. Who
I got that from? It's complicated. Mr. Complicated, the white guy who asks those questions. He asks questions and then have a person try to prove the logic, and you really can't prove.
You can't. We tend to favor women. Not favor them, but just we give them more of the benefit of the doubt when it comes to situations like that, and it's a person-to-person basis. Not trying to go back to race, but just be careful out there. If you have sex with a black woman and she wakes up the next morning and was like, I didn't want to do that, you might be all right. But if you do it with a white woman,
I'm about to say, I said, Brady better say no bullshit up here.
No, I'm just telling you. You know what I'm talking about.
It is. You might be all right. And that's still wrong at the same time.
That's wrong. But people do things how they want to do them. And they'll be outraged about who they want to be outraged about.
Brandon, guess who's over here dry begging in the United States of America?
Please tell me it's not the president of Ukraine.
President of Ukraine coming over here, flying to wipe off his knees and get under the desk, Brandon.
He said, Joe is ready for the head.
Brandon, you better quit. We try to get disqualified on here.
What did I say?
Because you know they cut this video up.
Go ahead.
All right. He's on the table begging for more money.
Right.
Now, Brandon, why the government won't give black Jacksonville, Mississippi didn't have no water. That could have been one of the reasons Deion Sanders left.
That's true.
And people still down there don't got no water.
Lord, people do not want to give black people a bunch of money. They just don't want to do it. I was reading an article. They were saying about global warming. Biden's kind of thinking about giving poor countries around the world a bunch of money just because of the effects of global warming. And they don't care. Like I say, they're okay with giving other people money, other countries money. Black Americans in America, they don't want to do that. They don't want to talk about it. Well, they want to talk about it. They want to do more studies and stuff, but they're not trying to cut us no check.
Okay, people, do you hear that? The government is not here to save you, especially if you're black.
Right.
Your student, you voted for this man in to get you $10,000 off student loans. It took him 2.5 years right before election to bring it up.
Right.
Time he signed the piece of paper, Texas, South Carolina, and multiple other states sued the government. Now you ain't getting nothing.
Wow.
So,
and why did they sue? They just wanted to block it.
Nah, they said you don't have the right. This how they double standards. You don't have the right to do that. But he could do everything else, and he don't have the right to do that. They could give all this money to stimulus checks to everybody for 2 years.
Right.
But they tried to do a stimulus check that would benefit black people a whole lot, and they block it.
Right. And like I say, if they give us a lump sum like that, it will help us, and it will lower crime. A lot of good things will come. It's not just giving us money and we're just going to blow it and nothing's going to change. A lot of good things will happen.
Brandon, don't come in here talking crazy now. Don't come up here.
We
talking about student loans, Brandon.
I hear you.
And I know if you hold on. Sean got it on. Hold on. Well, in the link below, you could get my book. The student loans are hitting black people very hard. But here's the thing, Brandon. you watch this. If you get just say if a person have $100,000 in student loan
Uh-huh.
and you gave them a blank check
Mm-hmm.
of this blank, you can spend $100,000 any way you want to. What you think they would do with it, Brandon?
They're not gonna pay that student loan. Uh-oh.
I bet they would. You correct. I bet they'll say, "Okay, I'm about to flip this."
Well, let's hope they'll do that. Well, that is the first thing people think, but yeah, I don't advise of doing that. I would say pay off your student loan because that's debt. You should pay off your debt first. That's the number one thing. I know you want to get you something, but get the debt off of you first. You'll feel lighter. You don't need the car. You don't need that car. You don't need those shoes necessarily.
You ain't going to jail over no student loans, Brandon.
I'm not.
You got those student loans reduced. So instead of paying $800, you only pay $150.
Should I be paying them at all?
Huh?
Should I be paying student loans at all?
Yes, you should be paying. You signed the damn paper, 18
adult. So maybe I changed my mind. Maybe that's something I don't agree with now as an adult.
You signed the paper, Brandon. Don't turn into, hold on. Don't turn into her now. You signed the contract. It's not my fault. You didn't get a lawyer to read to understand the contract.
Well, maybe I was too young. Maybe when I did the loans and I was a kid. I was basically 18. I should have been at least 21 when I was given some kind of loans like that would I have to pay off moving forward in my life. Like
Brandon, you was getting your face rolled on. You had 2 kids drinking King Cobras. So you was having wild sex, got 2 kids and drinking King Cobras, and now you ain't old enough to read.
Now I'm stable mind. I see my mistakes, and I shouldn't have signed up for that student loans because a lot of people have those student loan debts and never reach the careers they had in mind.
So
shouldn't it be a clause in it?
You gonna get the education back then?
Yeah, I'll give it back. I'll give you
and do what then?
Do something else. I'm like most people do. They're doing Uber. They're making YouTube channels. They're doing OnlyFans. That's what's going on now.
Brandon, the average YouTube channel got 0 subscribers.
Okay.
They said it takes 5 years to get 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
On average.
But I'm special. And a lot of people go ahead.
What makes you so special? Because you got a ding-a-ling?
Yeah. And I can jump on OnlyFans and do the same thing. I should have went that route instead of going to school. Wasting my gas money, wasting my time. I could have been working a job saving. Instead, I was in class accumulating debt. Basically.
What you do with that extra $5,000-$10,000 a year extra student loans they gave you?
I blew that because I was under such duress. I had to make myself feel better.
See, Brandon went to college. Brandon don't see what I see.
What do you see?
2 times a year at colleges.
When you get that check.
They get that refund check.
Right. And people disappear.
No, they don't disappear. That means they over applied and got too much money. So instead of going towards the next bill next year, they refund you that money. So people get $5,000, $8,000, $3,000. And next thing you know, it's tax season all over again. Balled out, hair done. They got to get a new $3,000 car, something like that. Right. Put rims on a $3,000 car. Just stuff like that.
Right.
So, and you could have, and a lot of kids, you can't kind of do it now. Because we're going to talk about this in our welfare video, student loans, how we need to get rid of the Pell Grants. But you almost could pay off college while you're in college, but people don't want to do it.
But don't you think the colleges should help you set up a way to do that? College doesn't necessarily give you the tools you need to be successful financially.
College teach you how to be a cog in the machine.
Right. Exactly.
So why would they tell you how to own the machine, Brandon?
Right. Or how to beat the system. Teach me how to beat the system. You got me in college to use me and we're using each other. We're trying to use each other, but ultimately, do you think they want you to graduate? Do you think they want you to graduate?
Yes,
Okay. I'm not.
to an
I've just
extent.
thought about that. Yeah, to a certain extent. But are they okay? Are they sad if you drop out?
No.
No, they're not sad if you. Are they trying to help you stay in the school? I'm not saying some teachers for sure are trying to encourage you,
So
but yeah. But for the
I
most part,
can't.
they don't care.
Well, well, shit. If you don't care, why did they need to care?
Yeah, when you get my money, I'm in debt to the school. I'm in debt to the government, and I just got out of high school. You know how high school seniors are now? Like they're not adults technically. They don't
You
have
want
like a. Go ahead.
what you mean? What you mean? Let me keep going. Explain that a little
Do
bit.
you think as soon as you get out of high school you'll be able to balance your own life as far as paying bills, being responsible, that kind of thing?
They could in the 1950s.
Okay, but it's like I say, the world's different now, and it's like they throw alcohol and parties in the mix too in college, and it kind of
Alcohol,
set.
Brandon. No, Brandon.
Hmm?
Alcohol is illegal to anybody under
That you're
21.
right. You're right. Is it on campus though?
No,
Everywhere?
no, it's illegal. You
Okay,
supposed to be adult. You don't need to drink it.
okay, but is it on campus?
I have not seen that before, Brandon.
Okay.
I have not seen that before, so I don't know if it's on campus or not. You know?
Okay, fair enough. But is it are things on college campuses that'll trip you up. There's drugs on college campuses too. It's people pushing drugs, selling drugs, alcohol, girls. It's a lot of distractions that's gonna take people who aren't necessarily adults yet and have them doing a lot of different things.
Well, how much distractions you have if you don't go to college, Brandon? Huh?
Well, the same kind of things. You just won't be in debt. Like when you were in college, do you think it was a lot of pressure on you? I would say you would say no.
No, well, pressure for
Yeah.
what?
Well, some people may feel like it was pressure. Like I got to get up. I gotta make sure I'm doing all these classes. Make sure I'm on time. Make sure I'm writing all my
Pussies,
papers.
pussies. Keep going, keep going, keep
Okay,
going.
okay.
Keep
But I'm
keep
just
describing it.
some people have they'll take high school and think, oh, okay, I breezed through high school. College is going to be the same thing, but it's not. And if you're not prepared for it, and your life is not structured right, you're not going to succeed.
And who's responsible for getting those kids ready to go to this higher learning, Brandon?
Or your parents are responsible.
So why are you blaming
I'm not blaming
this
the
the
school.
college? You need to blame the parents.
Well, sometimes the parents aren't there. And like you say, you think you're ready. Your parents, they ready to get your ass out of the house. So they can't wait for you to be out there in the real world so you can see how it really is. Cause you at 17, you feel like you know how it is.
How parents ready to get you out the house and they be staying with until they 26, 27, 28?
That's not every case, but yeah, sometimes sometimes I got
That's a lot of them, right?
right. It is a lot of
Even your
some.
president Obama encouraged that you could stay under your parents'
You
life
should. You
insurance,
should.
no health insurance till you're 26.
Mhm.
Turning all these people to
So
Hello Kitties.
you disagree with that? What about for you? You think that about men or just men and women?
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. I wish I was under my parents' insurance to at least I got out of college.
Well, and
Because
their house too. You feel like you should be under their roof too. I think a lot of people would like to still be at home doing college close, but a lot of times people like to move away and try to see that they can do it on their own.
here is a stigma and the way American plays people, especially black people. If you could share a household, your expenses could be cut.
Mm-hmm.
So what a lot of black people, young black people do is your parents ain't shit. So you move out thinking you gonna be something. Now your mama or your daddy's on Section 8, they pay $300. Now you on Section 8, you pay $300. when y'all could have just learned how to be together in one house and y'all split 150 and y'all split $300. But no,
Right.
we can't do that. We want to go
Right.
out there and struggle. We want to go out there and eat crab legs. We want to go out there and say
By
we got it
Jordans.
all by Jordans and say we did this all by yourself. Well, look
Mm,
around. You don't got nothing.
right.
Like how black people used to behave before the 1960s. You live with your people and then you move out. How the Spanish people do. I'm not Spanish, Brandon, but I've been around Spanish people very, very closely for 10
And observe
years.
their life. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
They come in under one house. Everybody contributes to that one house. Brandon, do they stay in that house forever?
Not forever, but
No.
until. Go ahead.
One family within the house will save enough money for a down payment or to buy another house outright.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's when they fail and move out, and the process starts over again.
Right.
And what black people do, we ready to throw our kids out to the wolves. Throw the
Right.
kids out to the wolves. They get caught up on drugs. They get caught up on alcohol. They get, and the most worst thing, they get caught up on materialistic.
Yeah.
And you hear the stuff all young people talk about. The guys want a bad B, and the women want a person with a lot of money. That's a recipe of disaster, man.
Right. Yeah.
That's a recipe of disaster. I gotta get get a bad girl, but only way I get a bad girl, I gotta flash a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But why?
we
But
should not.
why do we go to that? Why don't you just want somebody that's gonna create a home for you, be a great mom? Like, why is that not as attractive as the other thing is? But
Restate your question, Brandon.
why is it pushed that you should get a bad B, or why should women want a rich guy? Like, how many rich we know how many rich guys it is in the world. Why shoot for that? Why shoot for that? Because I was watching a video. I wanted to kind of talk to. They were asking women how much they wanted their partner to make, and they were saying, I want them to make about $250,000,
And the
$650,000 a
bitch
year.
be bigger in the house. But
But not necessarily. But that's just what they think they need because they want to travel and live comfortable, and just that's just not realistic. That's a lifestyle for some people, and I think some of the social media apps, they kind of put that image out there, that lifestyle where people are buying expensive clothes and they're going to Dubai, and people want to live that life, when just live the life that's for you and you'll be happy. You can't worry about trying to live beyond your means, or thinking that stuff means something. It's just material stuff. It's just leather. It's just cloth. It's nothing more special than anything else, really. It's just we got labels on there, and you're hypnotized into thinking these labels mean more than they do.
so your original question was, why do we promote that?
Or why do we go after that? Or
Because
why do a lot of people?
we live in a capitalistic society, so everything
Mm,
goes around money, 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 money,
mm,
and they think happiness is found through money.
yeah,
I could see security could come through money, but
yeah.
happiness don't come to. Like,
Mm-mm,
Brandon, will you change? Who had a better life, you or Offset?
Me.
Oh, okay. You think Offset would change places with you right
Yeah, he
now and
would.
have
He,
your
of
condition?
course, of course, of
You
course.
see, so I'd rather have uh
Continue
stable,
life. Yeah,
yeah,
just
continue
regular.
life
Right,
than live high for 10 years and boom, you gone.
right. Over nothing.
How about Tim Scott? Tim Scott, no, not Tim Scott. Steve Jobs was one of the richest men in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You think Steve Jobs would change places with you
Of
right now,
course, of
Brandon?
course, right, of course. Because you can create the most amazing things in the world, and be the richest man in the world, be able to do everything, but you cannot buy life. You cannot fix health sometimes. Like, because I think he died of cancer, he like terminal cancer, and it don't matter how much money you got, you just not gonna be able to fix that. Your time is up.
So that it makes life is very variable, and don't put all your stuff into money. Or why are you getting the money? Like, I try to get money for options and security. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people try to get money because they could flash of the next person.
Yeah.
Brandon, why you have the business open right now? You got Brandon. Why?
It's more for my family. I want my family to live comfortable. I want my daughter's life to be better, and I want to be able to have money so I can impact other people around me too. I see a lot of stuff going on with homeless people. Like I'd love to have a program where I can feed them at some point. And not just any food. I want to feed them healthy food. I want to push a healthy lifestyle to people, but I can't do that right now. I have to work towards that. So that's one of the goals that I have.
How much costs to cater for you, Brandon?
You mean through the business?
Yeah.
It depends. Like I guess it'll be like depending on how the size of it, $50 or $100. Like it's nothing crazy. Like that'll probably be the biggest thing. But go
Oh,
ahead.
just to come out there, then you charge for the hot dogs once you out
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah.
How many
Something like that.
how much a meal a hot dog will you cater cost?
Like $5.
Okay. And to move your equipment, you charge what, $100 to set up?
Yeah. Max, probably max.
And how many hot dogs you got to sell to turn a profit?
You talking about it doing an event?
Yeah.
If we're doing that, we'll probably something like that. Maybe like 20.
20 what?
20 hot dogs.
Just to cut even?
Just meant to start making a profit.
Oh, okay. All right.
To make it worth, going out there. You know what I'm saying?
You got to sell more than damn 20 though, but woo.
Not, I mean, because there's not a lot that goes into it because we're already doing it anyway. You know what I mean?
All right. Well,
I ain't gonna.
But yeah. I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, we was initially talking about Ukraine.
You said what?
I said we were initially talking about Ukraine.
Oh yeah. The government give black people nothing, so quit asking for it. Let's go to another one. So we got Christmas safety, Brandon. Christmas coming up, right?
That's correct.
What safety advice will you give to the people?
Whew. Just stay home. I would say stay home. Make sure your doors are locked because Christmas is an interesting time. People are very emotional. They're high strung. They're be out in traffic. It's gonna be crowded. So if you if you run into somebody or you blowing your horn at somebody, it could turn fatal. Honestly, somebody could be having a really bad day. So I would say just be careful. If you can, just stay home and just remember people going through stuff you don't really realize. Like I say, the guy just committed DJ Twitch. Everybody thought he was doing okay. I guess he wasn't really doing as good as we thought he was mentally.
All right, my safety stuff is don't drink and drive because they're gonna be out here
right
pulling people over to make a profit because every DUI you get will cost you $10,000. And the second thing I got is Christmas is a good area for crime. So people do a lot of stealing and robbing around this time. So make sure you look out, make sure you lock your doors. Don't leave your bike in the front yard. Don't leave nothing in the car because people want to take your stuff so they can get their kids some stuff.
That's true.
All right, Brandon, you heard the story. We about to wrap it up pretty soon.
I did, yeah, because my lighting is terrible.
I know it is. You heard the story about Master P and Romeo. What you think about it?
I do. I want to hear I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it, but I want to hear your point of view. I think Master P has done a great job.
How you tell me I want to hear my point of view?
Because you asked me first, but I'm just letting you know I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
All
because
right,
I think we might disagree. But like I said, I like a lot of stuff Master P's doing. When you're a businessman like that, you're busy, you're running around doing a bunch of stuff. He was rapping, he was on tour for a lot of Romeo's life. He was there, kinda. He was around, they did a TV show, and I watched a lot of the TV show, and he's been on multiple TV shows, and they showed the family dynamic, and it looks like he's involved, but I think Romeo is trying to let us know that he's not the great father that we think he is or tries to portray on television. And I'm not sure if I agree with that, but like when you have a child and you give them everything, sometimes they can be spoiled. Like Romeo doesn't. He may not always have his father, but every time I turn around, I see his father trying to push him and trying to make him a better man.
Okay. When I think of this situation,
Mm-hmm.
Romeo need to shut the hell up. All right, and quit
Okay, go ahead.
and take off that thong you got
Uh
and pull it up. You talk about he don't know his father. Every time you see him, you saw him.
huh. Right, that's true. And
Every time you see
but
him, you saw him.
that's what happens when you're spoiled and having a dad. He has his dad. He trying to act like his dad isn't in his life. Your dad ain't gonna hold your hand every day, especially when you're a grown. He's a grown ass man now. Like he was with you when you was little Romeo rapping. We know he was there during that part and when you was younger, but he wasn't there every day. Okay, so what? He's still there. He's still in your life. I think Romeo is being a little emotional, and he let his Twitter fingers get the best of him and put something out just because he was feeling a certain type of way of losing a family member.
Romeo said, "My father will pay everybody else, but he don't pay me." But you know what, Brandon?
What?
Today is an episode on TV One or BET, a
Mm.
movie Romeo is in. Did
Okay.
Master P get that money? Or did Romeo get that money? Who you think?
I'm pretty sure Romeo got that money. Romeo is gonna make sure he get paid. Okay, that's just how I feel. He's not gonna be missing out on no checks or letting his dad cash his own check because he's a grown man. Like you can do things on your own. Like you can separate from your dad, and I've seen him do that. He's been doing his own thing, and they had that kind of dynamic on the show, talking about how
What
he's gonna do his own thing.
what old thing? What has he done, Brandon?
He's done some little, I'm not gonna say B movies. He's done some D movies where he has a small acting role and he might have got, a couple $1,000 for.
That's it.
He's done I Got the Hookup with his dad. They did part two.
That's it. That Brandon, that's 15
He's
years
on
ago.
he's on what's that called? What's that show? The hip hop show that comes on one of those channels, VH1 or whatever. But he's been on there at least seven seasons doing that.
So
So
why is he complaining then?
like I say, he's just a little emotional. He felt like his dad should have said more online, which I don't understand, or done in real life too, about the other family member that they've lost and was battling depression and maybe blamed themselves as well. But I think it has more to do with that.
So he gonna bring his daddy for a cokehead or a dope head.
What do you mean?
So Joe
You gonna
Biden,
come
so you gonna bring Joe Biden because his son is a crackhead.
right? I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And you know good and well, I bet you Master P gave his daughter all the opportunities in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you know something about addiction, if you really know something about addiction, if Master P probably I don't know, this is a theory, probably realize if I slide too much money, they'll OD. You ever
Yeah.
had that before, Brandon?
Yeah.
You ever have family members you can't give a lump sum of money because
Right.
they'll smoke it up, drink it up, and kill
Right.
themselves?
Right. The same thing happens with kids, with your kids. It don't matter what you do. Your kids are still gonna want more from you. It's kind of like they're not gonna understand. They should understand when they're Romeo age, but when you have kids, they feel like they living in the moment. It's like, what have you done for me right now? It doesn't matter what you did last week or the week before or last year. What happened now? You told me no now. Now I'm mad. Now you don't ever do anything for me. But Romeo is grown. That's a grown ass man.
Now watch this, Brandon. Don't take this personally. You and Romeo are pretty close to the same age.
Okay.
Did your mom give you more opportunities for your life? Or did Master P give more opportunities to Romeo in his life?
Master P has definitely given Romeo more opportunities. So I should be mad at my mom.
Yeah.
But no,
watch this. Ain't his friend was an NBA superstar?
Who?
Morosen? They played on the same. Yeah, they played on the same team in college. Ain't you went to USC?
Right.
One of the top schools in America.
Yeah. It's
Ain't your
never enough.
dad Master P?
Wasn't Romeo in that commercial for that college? Remember one of them community colleges? He did that too. Like Romeo, Romeo, he hasn't gone to the next level, and maybe that's why he feels the way he feels. Because on the show, I don't know if you watched one of the show, Growing Up Hip Hop. That's what it is, Growing Up Hip Hop. I think on the earlier seasons, he was still trying to make rap music. Like Romeo makes rap music still, probably. I'm pretty sure. Would you be trying to listen to little Romeo rap?
Master P said this back in 97, 98.
What?
I don't rap too good. I'm too old to rap. I'm pushing everybody else.
Right, yeah. And that's what
he can't figure that out with himself. He can't turn into Soulja Boy.
Romeo?
Soulja Boy put the Migos on.
Yeah.
He can't do the same thing.
You talking about Romeo, right? You talking about
Romeo
can't? No, because I think Romeo, either you're selfless or selfish, and I think Romeo still wants the spotlight. But you can be behind the scenes trying to find the next artist. Remember what Lil Wayne did? Lil Wayne was one of the hottest rappers, but he saw Drake and he was like, you know what? I want Drake to be bigger than me. I want Nicki Minaj to be bigger than me, and he kind of did it.
Now let me correct you, audience. Lil Wayne found 20 people.
Okay, that's true.
18 was duds. 22 of them were superstars. That's what you got to do.
Right. You got to keep working. You got to keep, because you know how many people were signed to Young Money?
That's what I'm talking about. 18 was duds. No, actually, 17 was duds. Then he got 3 hits. Toga was the man.
Tiger.
He was a hit. Nicki Minaj was a hit. And Drake was a hit. And guess who? Guess what? Like Pusha T said, you signed to one nigga who signed to one nigga.
Right.
Yeah, that's
signed to another.
And Baby had all of them.
Right.
You know,
right.
Baby had all those people, man.
Right. And Master P was independent. You could have put some music out through his
independent.
Okay. He's more independent than most. I would say that.
Okay.
But like I said, you kind of got to join forces with a distribution company to get it out mass produced. So yeah, he did. But you could take what your dad has learned from the game and do your own thing. But Lil Romeo,
he want to be on his knees catching with anything that comes out. All right, Brandon. Before we end, here's made it to the headlines, Brandon.
Okay, go ahead.
Jocelyn Savage allegedly welcomes baby girl with R. Kelly after his lawyer shuts down pregnancy rumors. Brandon, do you find something intriguing?
Yeah.
What?
R. Kelly's been in jail for at least 9 months, right?
My research, I think he's been in jail since September 2021. Okay. How is this young lady pregnant by R. Kelly?
Well, they were saying that the semen got shipped to her or something like that, or because he's not getting any visits, of course, right? He didn't get no conjugal visit.
I didn't look. I don't want to look at no damn semen stuff. I didn't look that deep. But how she get pregnant?
Right, and everybody's okay with it, right? Like it just happened, and I guess we.
Guys, make sure you be logging those dates, the same dates your women got. You
right, you write them down.
Do a mental log on them. Right. You know, see who's going around, because don't have nobody pin nobody on you now.
Right. Did you hear about the story about the trans guy? I think he was he was a guy, but he's trans and went into the women's prison and started getting the women prisoners pregnant. So I think they're trying to ship him out. I think he got at least more than 2 women pregnant in the prison. But he's trans. New Jersey. Yeah, in New Jersey. Yeah. Why is that not a bigger story? Like they don't like to talk about that kind of stuff because you know they've gone with it and said, okay, if you identify as a woman, then we have to treat you like a woman, but you can still have male parts and come into the prison and do all of this.
Well, I can say this: next time, if I get locked up, put me in the girls' prison.
Right. But
Uh,
make sure you do it prom in Jersey. But do you think other states are gonna do the same kind of thing?
hell no. Why?
But how
No,
did
no.
New Jersey go with this and think that was gonna work?
Because New Jersey's the fluff. Well, okay, hold on. Because we got a lot of New York people watch us. Uh, out New Jersey's different. That's all I gotta
Okay,
say.
but
Why
tell me,
I
because
tell you this.
I haven't been upstate a lot because they talk about in New Jersey they have somebody pump your gas and stuff like that. You know, we
That's what I'm
from the
about to
South.
say.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, go ahead.
If New Jersey will get right when they get man enough to pump their own gas.
That's a
That's when
wild
New Jersey will get
concept.
right.
But you know, that's normal for them, so they don't see it any other way. They see it as, you know, that's just how things are. So
I gave that
I
guy
want to pump my own gas.
my credit card. I didn't trust him. If I was looking back, what you my? Because you know people right now. All you gotta do take a picture of both sides of your credit card. You got
Right, you got
everything you
right.
need. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm
So
looking back.
you've
What
done
the
it.
fuck?
You've done
I don't trust people like that.
right. And that's why
And
I was wondering how it works. So you either give them cash, get the guy to cash at the pump, or your card, your physical card.
give your physical card. And this man, one time was a man, one time was a woman. He scanned it. And here's the thing about New Jersey too. You better have a pocket full of money if you ride on them highways.
What? Oh yeah, for the tolls and stuff.
Cause I fucked around, didn't have no money, Brandon, no cash. I went through mail me the ticket.
Uh-huh.
6 months later, I owed $600. and this is for work. My job, my former boss, where you get all this $600? I said, I didn't have no money. Ain't nobody tell me I had to have a pocket full of money to drive up here. Right. Shit, I just got the job. I didn't have no moved up here. I didn't have no extra money for that.
Right, but that's
here,
just normal.
here.
That's just normal for them. I think when we go down to Florida, there's a bunch of tolls like that. Like depending on what turnpike you take and stuff like that, just to save time, people will either have that Sun Pass or you'll just know to have cash on you to do the toll. And they're not taking no credit card sometimes. They just want some cash.
Are you
so
right?
You gotta be ready for that. So that's our advice for the week. Make sure you keep a thing of change in your car if you're traveling.
And make sure if
ahead.
you're in a rough neighborhood, don't have your change out because somebody coming there. But don't have nobody bust your window for $20. Please don't.
Right, and they will. They will.
You know what, Brandon? We need to do if we had like a whole bunch of money. Do like an experiment. Have a car and put a $20 bill on the dashboard, and put cameras up.
And what area What area are you trying to put it in? You trying to put it in the suburbs, or where are you trying to put this car with this $20 on?
Any area that got crack, which is kind of break it down, pills, heroin, and fentanyl.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
So
did you
used to watch four areas?
Did you used to watch Bait Car? Did you ever watch that show Bait Car?
Yeah, I used to watch it.
I kind of stuff. I just don't like how they used to do it. But you know that's setting people up. It's not entrapment necessarily, but if people watching what's going on the street, if you jump out your car and it's running, you know, of course people gonna be try to jump in your car real quick. I just don't like how
Brandon, now. I believe in conspiracy now, but there ain't no conspiracy. There ain't no conspiracy, Brandon.
It's not a conspiracy.
There ain't no damn conspiracy. You jump, you know good and well they ain't your damn car.
Okay, all right.
but here's the thing: if I was a lawyer, this is how you get off.
That's what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
It ain't breaking the entry. The door was
if it's open. Exactly.
You know, it ain't breaking the entry. That's what they tell you. That's what somebody breaking your house. Was your door locked? You know, so it's a different kind of charge if the door ain't locked.
And that's the thing. It's like the car was open. I just hopped in the car. It's morally wrong, of course, but like I say, y'all.
No, that should be a crime because you know what? Because here's what they do. When the white people do it, it'd be a baby in the back. They keep the baby. If the black people do it, they throw the baby out the car. Then they drove off. So I don't like it. It needs to be a crime because no babies need to be
It is.
No babies need to be kicked out.
Right.
You see how good black people are? We don't take the baby. You keep this damn baby. Right.
So just put the baby on the street and take off.
White person take that baby too.
Allegedly. Okay. But we do, What?
Oh well, okay. Let me shut up because you do have black people black women at the hospital is stealing babies. You know,
Right.
ain't people crazy be stealing babies?
Are they crazy or do they need help? It could be a little bit of both.
Crazy.
We can't
Ain't the same thing?
judge. We can't judge. Maybe a woman lost her child and she's traumatized and she's looking for closure. So you just had a baby and she's gonna sneak up there and steal your baby from the hospital. That I've heard about a lot of stories like that. And try to raise your baby as her baby, and later on, you know, they found out that that lady stole the baby.
Brandon, you talk about we can't judge, right?
Yeah.
That's some of the dumbest shit you could say. Why you say something like that, Brandon?
Because I gotta keep it spicy, I gotta keep it interesting. So it's clearly a crime. How much time do you think you should get for doing something like that? Should the
Stealing a
judge
baby?
yes.
Stealing
Should a judge have leave? No, stealing a baby and raising the baby for years. You know how that's a sick thing. You know what I'm saying? So the parents gotta go their whole life now
Parents who
because
stole
they
the
don't
baby, they abused the kid.
know. Right.
They stole the baby, it's a beat the baby.
Right.
And then
But you know,
somebody
and
text on Facebook, I know who your real mother is. I don't even know how that happened. Yeah.
Right.
I want to bring something up. You talk about dope judge. Nah, people judge everybody. Judge everybody. I was walking through the parking lot the other day with a black bag with 2 cans of beers in it and a shot of liquor. I saw a white guy with a transport. I judged the motherfucker because we was walking in the same direction.
So you judge them. We know we automatically judge people and analyze threat and just all those kind of things. So should you act on your judgment that you came to a conclusion to, or should you just be on guard? Because you know some people read a situation and start stepping in, and I think that's what a lot of Karens do. They'll read a situation, compute it in their mind, and they'll step in and start going off it like it's just a fact. Now I saw that black person, they look like they might steal, so they stole that stuff. They stole something. They got something in their pants. They stole my cell phone. I don't know where my cell phone is. They got it.
Last week I thought a person about to rob me. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the story. It was Nicole's birthday. It was raining, so I went up, ordered some pizza. Drove my car, parked the car. You know, you got to be looking around. It's like a little rain, a little drizzling. Two guys was outside, and they did not look like dope heads. So
okay,
and they was spaced out far enough to really not be talking. It was weird, faced off far enough to not be talking to each other.
I know,
but they had nice coats on, nice jackets. So I got out the car. You know, I peeked it. I noticed them while I parked. I got out the car, started walking to the pizza spot. One guy made eye contact with I see he looked at me, and then he slowly started to walk. I said, "Okay, I ain't gonna cut up in the sidewalk where he at. I'm gonna intentionally go down a little more and then cut up in the sidewalk."
Right.
So while I walked, I was about to cut up in the sidewalk to fake him out. They said, "Bam! I ain't going that way." Next thing you know, he made eye contact me again and started following me. I said, "This motherfucker about to rob me." I said, "Where my gun at?" I said,
I think you started to tell me that story a couple months ago or something like that.
No, this last week.
So this happened again. So because I think you told
week.
me, I think you told me another story like how you were out and you thought somebody was going to rob you. And what area is this? Is a rougher area?
Brett, I live outside of Baltimore. Okay, this is 10 miles outside of Baltimore. All right.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the idea of the setting.
So I made the fake, then I walked down, then I made another fake, then he kind of like closed in. I said, "Damn, I don't got my gun on me." Then I said, "I got to rely on Jesus." I walked up, he said, then he did this. Here's my business card. I'm selling, I'm cutting people hairs right there. I said, I didn't say that.
But that's what you was thinking.
Yeah, you don't advertise like that. When you sell people something, you got to be opening up like, hey.
And let them know, you know. And don't even right.
This motherfucker is dark time and it's raining. And I tried to steal you off twice.
And you still was on.
And he kept on me.
Right.
So that's how you check people, man. You try to throw them off, see if they tracking you.
Right. So you walk a lot? Do you walk a lot? It sounds like you mobile. I
No,
guess
I
being
parked my car to pick up a pizza.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, being in the city like that, you do have to walk to get stuff because you can't just pull up at somewhere and go inside real quick. You got to find parking in larger cities. So I hear what you're saying.
I pulled up somewhere. They were just eyeballing people the wrong way. You don't advertise
Yeah.
like that.
Right. And that's how it is sometimes if I order something in Atlanta, it's not a lot of parking close. So you have to park around the corner a little bit and get out and walk. So that whole time you're scanning and trying to see who is a threat or who is going to come start asking for money or those kind of things. Sometimes I'm
No,
not gonna say all the time, but sometimes I have my AirPods in and I'm not even listening to music, but I'll give off that energy that I'm listening to music. So if you're trying to talk to me, I can't hear you no way, even if I can still hear you.
Brandon, you better don't have the music too loud because you never
No,
know.
no, that's
Gunshot,
what. But
pop,
that
pop,
I
pop. You never
right,
know.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily listening to anything, but I am giving off the impression that I'm not listening, just in case somebody says something to me when I'm out. Because sometimes I just have them in my ear, and I'm not even conscious that they're in my ear. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gee, you one of them little kids now. Them kids be having all the earpods, always had the earpods in it. All your workers got earpods in the ear, ain't it?
They try to, yeah. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
they do.
no.
I said,
It,
take off, motherfuckers off. And if I
I
talk and you can't hear me,
right, right. The cashiers look one as soon as they come in, they looking at me. I'm like, go ahead, take it out. If you're in the back washing dishes, something like that, you can have them in. But if you're in the front, you don't need to be on your phone. You don't need to have no AirPods on. You need to be locked in and ready to go. But that's the world we live in. I want to tell you, I can't tell you
it
on
is.
here, of course, but I gotta tell you about some of my workers. But I'll have to tell you about that later. Did you have anything else? I'm
All right, no problem. Hey, man, sometimes some battles they are fighting.
You're right.
Now I don't got anything else.
All right. And I want to say shout out to brother Work, the consumer.
All right,
He
Brad, you want to
always
call it
showing
a
us
day?
love. Yeah, yeah, we can call it a day. I think we're gonna go see the Christmas lights. But I was just trying to
And
shout out one of our subscribers. I'll throw his message back up
yes,
on the screen.
and brother
Go ahead.
Work, when we get some more people, you are welcome on the show. I saw your message, so you'll be
Yeah,
welcome on the
yeah,
show
yeah,
once
for
we get
sure.
set it up.
Yeah, we're still growing. We're still in the growing phase and trying to figure everything out. And like I said, we want to build a community. We're growing right now, and we do want to make it where more people can join in and be a part of the show. So in due time, for sure.
That is correct. And Brandon, get some damn better lighting. I mean, can't use none of this damn video, man.
Right, right.
Buy
Well,
Brandon, if you
you
go
do.
do the if you go
Look, go
do
ahead.
this in the car, buy a damn light to plug up behind you or something. A
I'm gonna
DC
have to
vote.
because I was thinking, I was like, oh yeah, 5 o'clock, it still be bright. I forgot how quick it get dark. I mean, it's dark immediately, and it's a light up here. So I was like, man, this is just. But you live and you learn. But we did go live, like we said we were.
Yep. All right, Brandon, man. I'll talk to you a little later on.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Men of the Metaverse, another episode, or we got to figure out what we're gonna call these things. But check us out on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify too, because I got a show up there. But y'all take it easy, be safe. All right, Lewis.
All right, talk to you later.